This is arguably my best and worst game jam submission yet. Let me explain. Recently, I participated in the mini jam 149. The theme was ancient, and the limitation was written in an alien language. My idea for the game was pretty simple. You are an explorer that is in an ancient alien temple. It is your job to figure out the code to open the tomb through the puzzles they left. Seems pretty easy. So I made a new Unity project and added some player movement. After that, I made a brick texture for the floor. Before I do anything else, I need a plan on how I want the map to be, so I drew it out in Krita and built it in the game. Next, I made the tomb that the player has to open. The player looked boring, so I gave it a hat. Next, I made benches that will have the puzzles on them. Before I made the puzzles though, I made a translation sheet so the player could solve the puzzles. And I made the player able to press E to open and close the translation sheet. Next, I made all the puzzles and added them into the game. Now, if the player walks up to a bench, it shows the puzzle. The player can figure out the puzzle, but they can't open the tomb yet. So I added an input field that would show when the player is close to the tomb, and they can try codes to see if they figured it out or not. I got a little bored of coding, so I decided to make some of the screens for the game. I made the home screen, control screen, and the story screen. After making the screens, I went back into the game and noticed that getting to the puzzles was easy. So I made some lasers that kill the player when the player touches it. Now you can't just run through anymore. Right now, nothing happens when the player gets the code. So I made an opening animation for the tomb, and I made it play when the player guesses the code. I got tired of coding again and gave the map a roof. It looks pretty cool, so I decided to change some more settings, like adding fog and changing the wall color. I was in the map building mood, so I made a model for bones and placed them around the map to represent how others have tried to guess the code but failed. After adding the bones, I made a UFO and alien for decoration on the wall. The game was pretty silent so far, so I made my own background music for the game. I am no composer, so this isn't very good. Now that I'm listening to it again, it sounds way worse than I thought. But there was no time to make the next Symphony 40, so I stuck with it and added it into the game. Since I was working with audio, I made some sound effects for the things in the game. At this point, I only had 2 hours left, so I decided to stop getting clips and just make the game. And I got it done with 1 hour and 15 minutes left. So what did I mean when I said, this is arguably my best and worst game jam submission yet? Well, I got 83rd place overall in the jam out of 163. But I also got 24th in the use of limitation category, so it's not a complete loss. If you want to check out the game, there's a link in the description. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to get notified when I upload a new video. See ya!